Hi everybody, Dan Ullman, Matt Bernier, the DRF Bets race of the day for Thursday, March the 8th, race number 5 at Santa Anita. We're kicking off the late pick 4. And if you're playing the late pick 4 at Santa Anita on Thursday, please consider DRF Bets. A $150 sign-up bonus can be yours. Just go to drf.com/join. Use the promo code TV150. Let's take a look at this field. We're going a mile on the turf. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. For this optional claiming race, you can access free formulator past performances on the Race of the Day event page on drf.com. Download them and handicap along with us. Matt and I will take this field in post-position order, beginning with the number 1, Pants on Fire, who beat a couple of next out winners in her most recent start, rallying from mid-pack. She got a nice pace scenario there, but listen, you throw out the American Oaks, she's done nothing but run well in her last 3 starts.
She's very sharp right now for Richard Baltas, coming out of that non-winners to 1 other than. Now she jumps up to non-winners at 2, breaking from the inside. You keep Rajiv Mirage aboard. The runner-up that day in that most recent run, she came back to win next out with an 86, so the company she's been keeping is good. The question is, she's the sharp horse right now. Do you think she can handle this hike in class?
The source is paired up by her tops in her last 2 races. Often that's a nice indicator of another forward move, and she should save ground from mid-pack going into the first turn. Fizzy Friday, the number 2, is just a very logical runner for trainer Phil D'Amato, as we see from the Timeform U.S. pace projector. We expect Fizzy Friday to be close to the pace, as she was in her most recent start, a race in she finished second, ahead of 3 of these common foes. The 5th place finisher came back to be 3rd in the Las Ciénegas with an 89 buyer.
Yeah, and you know what, Sweet Charity, maybe she's been a bit of an underachiever since she's gotten here, but she came back and she earned an 86 in her next start as well. Another one that I think you can make a case for a number of runners in here. They're all very, very comparably sort of matched on paper. I think that sort of speed that she's shown, or at least the pace projector believes that she's going to be forwardly placed, I think that could go a long way in here, because I'm not entirely sure that we're going to have a bunch of burners going. I think it's going to be a relatively moderate pace.
Do folks use whiteout anymore? Because if they do, they should use it on the 3 Cordiality's most recent running line. It just looks ugly. And then when you go back and you watch the race, you see that she lost all chance at the start. Please strip that running line from your past performances, and then it looks a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, I have to be honest. That was one of the worst stumbles that I can think of, or I can remember. I mean, she went right down to her face. She did the splits, and I was surprised that she even went on for the rest of it. But Bays didn't ask her to run at all. He took care of her. So the big thing is, you've got to wonder. She's been gone since the beginning of January. Did she need all this time off? You know, did she actually kind of hurt herself a little bit? And what are we going to get off the bench? If you think she can get back to 2, 3, and 4 starts back, boy, she's right there as a major player.
4 Price to Perfection hasn't won a race in over 2 years, but that race was the Grade 3 Sweetest Chance. She's been in there against some good company. She was purchased at Keeneland November for $775,000, and she didn't do much running in her first start for Jim Cassidy, but she was simply overmatched in the Buena Vista.
Yeah, I don't want to hold that one against her. She was facing much better horses. This is more realistic as far as a placement is concerned. The equipment change doesn't bother me too much. But you brought up a big point. She hasn't won in a long time, and that was on the East Coast. Maybe she'll find these waters out here on the West Coast a little bit easier.
I think Shazara is in sneaky good form, and if you give her a little bit of a pace, she's always going to come with an honest effort. She overcame a color-coded blue pace scenario 3 starts back on New Year's Day at this mile distance, and her subsequent 2 starts, they stretched her all the way out. One, she was simply overmatched in the Astra Stakes against that Baffert Invader Plein Air. Last time out, I thought she ran okay, finishing 4th, coming with a little bit of a rally. Her figs are there. I like her cutting back to a mile.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is probably a better distance for her. I think she needs a little bit of pace, though.
Absolutely.
And even though she overcame it 3 starts back, you're 100% right. I'm afraid that if we are left with that, is it going to be tooth and nail down to the very end? 2 for 21, I think this is probably what she wants to do. I think she's a little bit better than the overall record would indicate. But another one that it's a little bit difficult to trust her at too short a price. If you get a middle 10-to-1 number, I think she's a fair play.
I agree. She's rarely overbet. These connections don't take a lot of play. Rafael Bejarano takes them out. Maybe that affects the odds a little bit, but she's an honest campaigner. The 6 is Starlight Style. Not interested in her most recent start, going down the hill against subsequent stakes winner on the dirt, Miss Sunset, who came back to win the Spring Fever with an 87 buyer. I just look at a couple of other races, and I think she's okay, but she's another one that needs a lot of pace.
Yeah, she needs a lot of pace, and she also needs to bump it up from a buyer standpoint. On paper, she's just too slow right now. Maybe the stretch out in distance, maybe that'll get her into the run a little bit more than maybe she's been accustomed to, but at the same time, she's hard to recommend.
Beautiful Becca tried to mid-move last time out in that 1.25 mile race that featured Shazara. She flattened out. The time before that at a mile was okay. 82 buyer in the Fizzy Friday race. I think she needs a little bit of a forward move.
Yeah, I agree with you. Very similar to the 6. She's a little bit slow right now. If she takes a step forward, she's got a puncher's chance. But right now, a little slow.
Nodiak, another horse that has not won in a long time. We got to go back to the Summer Del Mar meet in 2016. But her last race was her first start off a little bit of a layoff. Maybe she was a short horse that day. You have to respect D'Amato, but I don't want to take too short a price.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I thought she had a really good trip, all things considered. She was down on the inside throughout, and she just didn't really come with that kick. Second off, I would hope she's going to be tighter.
Don't sleep on the 9, Just a Little Hope. I'm a fan of this horse. I liked what she did 3 starts back on the dirt, going 6.5 furlongs, and talk about being thrown to the wolves in her most recent 2 starts. She caught Unique Bella in Paradise Woods in the La Brea. Last time out, she caught the Streaking Selcourt in the Las Flores. She strikes me as more of a closing sprinter, but her one turf race was okay, finishing ahead of 2 next out winners. She's got some upside. I would use her in the pick 4.
Yeah, I agree with you. She's going to be a big number in here, too. The Dam was 1 for 3 on turf. You brought up that lone turf start that she's had. She was far from embarrassed. I think she's kind of a wild card in this race. If you don't trust any of the proven commodities, why not her?
Do the Dance, another one that hasn't won in a while. That was the Kathleen Crosby Stakes of 2016 at Del Mar. The last 2 races, she has not finished ahead of a horse, although she was simply overmatched in graded stakes competition. She should show some speed from the outside.
Yeah, she's going to be forwardly placed. I think the only way that she could possibly win is to go. The problem is it's been so long between drinks, and I don't know where she is right now as far as a form cycle is concerned.
Really fun race to kick off the pick 4 on Thursday at Santa Anita. Let's take a look at our top selections. You're just hoping to get out of the gate with cordiality, because if you do, I think you're going to get to the front. I think Pratt and Fizzy Friday, they're going to let you go.
I tell you what, if that's the case, I'll sign up for it. I'll deal with Do the Dance from the outside. I don't think she's going to clear off. We can't have the full-blown Bambi situation out of the gate again, where she went completely down to her face, leg splits, the whole 9. It was a tough start last time. Those runs 2, 3, and 4 back, I think they make her a major player. Do the Dance is kind of the key to this race. She is also trained by Gary Sherlock, and maybe she ensures enough pace for her uncoupled mate. My top selection, the 5 Shazara. You look at that lifetime record, kind of underwhelming, 2 for 21. I'll look at it optimistically for once and say 1 for 3 recently for her. I think she's consistent. I'm hoping for a little bit of pace, and I think the price will be right. In the pick 4, though, boy, this looks like a little bit of a spread. I'd bet Shazara to win at 6 to 1 or so, but I'd also use Fizzy Friday. I'd also use Pants on Fire, and I think I'd also use a little bit of Just a Little Hope, the 9. I'm a fan of this horse. I think there's something for her down the road. Again, if you are playing the pick 4 at Santa Anita on Thursday, please sign up to DRF Bets. When you do, you'll be rewarded with a $150 sign-up bonus at drf.com/join. Please use the promo code TV150. Approximate post time for the 5th at the Great Race Place, 3 o'clock Pacific. Good luck.